Your dishwasher just died 6 months after the warranty expired. The repair estimate is $450. You're standing in Best Buy wondering if you should risk another Frigidaire or finally splurge on that Bosch everyone raves about. Here's what the salespeople won't tell you. The difference between the most and least reliable dishwasher brands isn't just a few percentage points. It's the difference between 10 years of trouble-free operation and calling a technician 3 times before year 2. Based on 77,000 real owner surveys from Consumer Reports and 33,000 actual service calls tracked by Yale Appliance, I'm ranking every major dishwasher brand, from the ones that'll make you regret your purchase to the ones that actually earn their price tags. We're going from worst to best. Because if you're about to drop $600 to $2,500 on a dishwasher, you need to know which brands to avoid just as much as which ones to buy. Number 10. Frigidaire, the warranty roulette wheel. Let's start with the brand that makes you understand why extended warranties exist. Frigidaire dishwashers are budget-priced for a reason, and that reason isn't generosity. Consumer Reports surveys show that about 21% of all dishwashers experience problems within 5 years. Frigidaire sits below the middle of that pack, which means you're more likely than not to need service. The most common complaint? Door seal failures that leave puddles on your kitchen floor. One owner said, 6 months after installation, the door seal failed and now it leaves puddles on my floor. We spend so much time fixing it every couple months that it's not worth it. Here's what makes Frigidaire particularly frustrating. Their customer service is where good intentions go to die. Multiple owners report week-long waits for service appointments with no notification of when the technician is actually coming. One customer who bought a Frigidaire FDPC4 314AS for around $600 reported 3 issues in the first 6 months. Warranty service is very poorly conducted. The company makes no effort to let you know when your appointment is coming. You have to set aside the whole day with no information. The machines themselves suffer from a specific set of recurring problems. Flooding is disturbingly common. Pump failures happen early and often. Control boards die and get replaced, then die again. The spray arm melting is an issue that Frigidaire has acknowledged on their own website, but hasn't adequately fixed. Owners report getting replacement parts that melt just like the originals. Frigidaire's budget models use plastic tubs that promote mold growth and stain easily. The build quality feels cheap because it is cheap. Adjustable racks? Not on most models. Third rack? Forget about it. You're getting the bare minimum wrapped in stainless steel that doesn't extend to where it matters. Bottom line, at $400 to $700, Frigidaire seems like a deal. It's not. It's a down payment on future frustration and repair bills. If your budget is this tight, save up another $200 and buy something that won't flood your kitchen. Number 9. Samsung, the reliability wildcard. Samsung makes excellent TVs and phones. Their dishwashers? The Consumer Reports excluded them entirely from their best brand analysis because of less than satisfactory reliability ratings. That should tell you everything. But let's dig deeper. Samsung dishwashers have a reputation for being innovative with features like water wall technology and zone booster jets. The problem is that innovation doesn't matter if the machine stops working. Owner reports suggest that Samsung dishwashers experience electronic control failures more frequently than mechanical ones. The fancy touchscreen controls that look impressive in the showroom become expensive repair jobs when they malfunction. The company's approach to dishwashers feels like they're applying smartphone design philosophy to an appliance that needs to last 10 years. Lots of features, lots of technology, questionable long-term durability. Your service calls tend to be higher than average, and parts availability can be inconsistent depending on your location. Here's the real kicker. Samsung's strength in other product categories makes people assume their dishwashers are equally good. They're not. You're paying a premium for a brand name that doesn't translate to dishwasher reliability the way it does for refrigerators or washing machines. Bottom line, unless Samsung dramatically improves their dishwasher reliability data, which they might, this is a brand to approach with caution. The gap between their reputation and their dishwasher performance is significant enough that better options exist at every price point. Number 8. Whirlpool. The fading legacy. Whirlpool built its reputation on making reliable, no-nonsense American appliances. Then that reputation is increasingly living in the past tense when it comes to dishwashers. Customer reviews show a clear split. People who bought Whirlpool dishwashers 8 or 10 years ago love them. People who bought them in the last 3 years? Not so much. More than half of recent customer reviews express disappointment in quality and reliability. That's not a sampling error, that's a pattern. Whirlpool's budget models, priced between $400 and $600, offer basic functionality but struggle with two critical problems: noise and drying performance. At 47 to 50 decibels, you'll hear them running even with the TV on. The drying system uses condensation plus heat, which sounds fine until you open the dishwasher and find plastic containers still dripping wet. Like the mid-range Whirlpool models, around $700 to $900 are better, but face stiff competition from brands that offer more features and better reliability at the same price. You're essentially paying for the Whirlpool name without getting Whirlpool's historical quality. Service rates hover around 12 to 14% in the first year, according to some regional data, which puts them squarely in the average to below average category. The widespread service network is a plus, but it doesn't help much if you're needing it more often than you should. One positive: Whirlpool manufactures KitchenAid dishwashers, which perform significantly better. That tells you the company knows how to make good dishwashers. They're just not putting that knowledge into the Whirlpool branded models at competitive prices. Bottom line, Whirlpool dishwashers aren't terrible, but they're not compelling either. You can do better for the same money, and significantly better if you spend slightly more. Number 7. GE and GE Profile. The split personality. GE makes this complicated. Their standard GE line sits at 8.9% service rate. GE Profile jumps to 10.3%. That's the same engineering and parts with different features, which means those extra features are literally making the machines less reliable. Let's start with the problems both lines share. Control panel failures. Multiple owners report control panels breaking within the first 3 years, getting replaced under warranty, then failing again just after the warranty expires. One owner said, "Bought a top-of-the-line GE dishwasher for over $1,200 3.5 years ago. Control panel broke in year 1. GE replaced it free. Year 3, the replacement control panel failed. Now GE wants $475 for labor and parts." The spray arm coverage is inconsistent. Independent testing by Reviewed found dead zones, where dishes come out with 80% of stains still remaining. That's not a dishwasher, that's an expensive dish rinser. GE Profile adds Microban antimicrobial coating and targeted bottle wash jets, which sound impressive. The Microban technology actually works according to third-party testing, but it's addressing a problem that proper maintenance solves anyway, and it doesn't fix the underlying reliability issues. You're paying $300 to $400 more for features that don't make the machine wash or last better. The positive side: GE has one of the most extensive service networks in the country. When your GE breaks, getting it fixed is easier than with most brands. That's good. You know what's better? not needing service in the first place. Parts availability is another issue. Owners report that basic components like slider tracks for the top rack get discontinued within 7 years. A $15 part becomes unavailable, forcing you to replace a $1,000 plus appliance. Bottom line, standard GE dishwashers are acceptable if you value easy service access and don't mind being disappointed. GE Profile charges you more for the privilege of higher failure rates. Neither is a smart choice when better options exist. Number 6. Maytag. Middle of the road, literally. Maytag falls into that frustrating category of not bad enough to avoid, not good enough to recommend. They're the dishwasher equivalent of a B student who could do better, but doesn't. Consumer Reports places Maytag just behind their more reliable recommendations, which means they're close but no cigar. The machines clean adequately, dry reasonably well, and run at acceptable noise levels. Everything about Maytag dishwashers is adequate and acceptable, which isn't inspiring when you're spending $600 to $1,000. The Maytag lineup uses power blast jets and a 2-hour heavy cycle that actually does clean heavily soiled dishes. The build quality is solid with stainless steel tubs on most models. The racks are functional but not innovative. You get what you expect, nothing more. Reliability sits in the middle tier. You're not gambling like you would with Frigidaire, but you're not getting the peace of mind that comes with Bosch or Miele. Service calls happen at average rates, which means you'll probably need one within 5 years, but maybe not. The real problem with Maytag is value proposition. So at their typical prices, you're competing with LG models that offer better features and similar reliability. Or you could spend $100 to $200 more and get into Bosch territory. Maytag doesn't win on price, features, or reliability. They win on brand familiarity, which isn't enough. Bottom line, Maytag dishwashers won't ruin your life, but they won't impress you either. Safe but uninspiring choice for people who don't want to think hard about their purchase. Number 5. Midea and Beko, the budget overachievers. These brands deserve to be discussed together because they're solving the same problem: how to make a genuinely good dishwasher at a price that doesn't make people wince. Consumer Reports ranks both Midea and Beko surprisingly high, with Midea coming in second overall behind Bosch in their brand rankings. That's remarkable for brands most Americans haven't heard of. Beko and Midea offer models under $600 that include features like third racks, adjustable upper racks, and quiet operation that you'd expect on $900 plus machines. The catch is availability and service. These brands don't have the widespread retail presence of GE or Whirlpool, and finding local service can be challenging depending on your region. That's the trade-off for the value proposition. Reliability data looks good so far, but the sample size is smaller than established brands. Consumer Reports notes that Beko and Midea score well for predicted reliability based on the machines they've tracked. But we don't have 15 years of data like we do with Bosch or Miele. One Midea owner reported paid $549 for a dishwasher with a third rack and 45 decibels a operation, and cleans better than the $800 Whirlpool it replaced. Only concern is what happens if something breaks in 5 years. That concern is valid. You're taking a calculated risk that the money you save up front doesn't get eaten by service headaches later. For many people, especially in urban areas with good third-party appliance repair, that's a risk worth taking. Bottom line, if you value features and can verify local service availability, Midea and Beko offer exceptional value. If you want the comfort of an established service network, look elsewhere. #4. LG, the rising star with an asterisk and LSK, used to have a service rate under 4%. Then they expanded their lineup, increased volume, and the service rate jumped to 11.6%. Then that sounds bad until you understand the context. One high-volume model with top rack repair issues dragged the entire brand average down. LG's inverter motor technology is legitimately impressive. Fewer moving parts, quieter operation, longer theoretical lifespan. The quad wash spray arm system actually does provide better coverage than traditional circular arms. True steam technology helps with baked-on food. These aren't marketing gimmicks. They're functional improvements. The machines themselves clean exceptionally well. Consumer Reports ranks LG third in their overall brand scores, behind only Bosch and Midea. LG models regularly earn CR recommendations, and several cost less than $600. That's impressive. The drying system uses hybrid condensation with a fan to circulate air. It's better than basic condensation, but not as good as the systems Bosch and Miele use. Plastics come out damp, but not dripping. Glass and ceramics come out dry. Here's the concern. That 11.6% service rate is nearly double what it was a few years ago. LG's expansion into more models and price points means quality control became harder to maintain. Some LG models are excellent. Some have issues. Checking specific model reviews becomes critical with LG in a way it isn't with Bosch, where most models are good. LG offers a 10-year warranty on their inverter motor, which demonstrates confidence in that component. The rest of the machine gets a standard 1-year warranty. Smart features through LG ThinQ work. Well, if you want smartphone control of your dishwasher, though the value of this feature is debatable. One bottom line, LG makes some excellent dishwashers at competitive prices. Do your homework on the specific model. Confirm local service availability. If both check out, LG is a strong choice that balances features, performance, and value. Number 3. KitchenAid. The reliable American KitchenAid sits in that sweet spot where reliability meets performance without requiring a second mortgage. With an 8.2% service rate, they're solidly in the better-than-average category, and Consumer Reports ranks them 4th in overall brand scores. The FreeFlex third rack is one of the best in the industry. It's not just for flatware. The design accommodates cups, mugs, and bowls with adjustable tines that actually adjust to useful positions. The Pro Wash Cycle uses sensors to determine soil level and adjust accordingly. The fan-enabled Pro Dry system delivers genuinely good drying, even on plastics. KitchenAid dishwashers feel robust. Solid construction, stainless steel interiors, controls that don't feel cheap. These are machines built for families who run 8 to 10 loads per week for years. At 44 decibels, they're quiet enough for open-plan kitchens without being silent. The cleaning performance is where KitchenAid shines. They don't use gimmicks or complicated spray patterns. They use 3 rotating arms with adequate water pressure and good coverage. It's straightforward and it works. Independent testing consistently shows KitchenAid in the top tier for actually getting dishes clean. Reliability backs up the performance. Parts are readily available because Whirlpool owns KitchenAid and maintains an extensive parts network. This service is easier to find than with premium European brands. Extended warranties are available, but often unnecessary given the baseline reliability. The models range from about $800 to $1,400, with the sweet spot around $1,000. At that price, you're getting most of what you'd get from brands costing $500 more with better service network access than those premium brands. One owner who upgraded from a 2019 Sony said, "Reliable, powerful, and quieter than expected. Runs every day without issues. This is what a dishwasher should be. Boring in the best way." Bottom line, KitchenAid represents the best of American dishwasher manufacturing. Not the fanciest, not the quietest, not the most cutting edge, but reliable, powerful, and well supported. If you want a dishwasher that works for a decade without drama, KitchenAid is a safe bet. Sheet number 2, Bosch, the German engineering standard. Bosch, Benchmark, and Thermador share the same platform built in North Carolina with German engineering oversight. Service rates sit between 7.7% and 8.1%, depending on which badge is on the front. Consumer Reports ranks Bosch as their top overall dishwasher brand. There's a reason Bosch is the benchmark everyone else gets measured against. Quiet operation is Bosch's calling card. Most models run between 38 and 44 decibels. The 38 decibels A models are quieter than your refrigerator. You literally cannot hear them running unless you're standing next to them, listening for the water draining. For open concept homes where the kitchen flows into the living space, this matters enormously. The drying technology is where Bosch separates from the pack. Their Crystal Dry uses zeolite minerals that absorb moisture and convert it to heat. Auto Air opens the door slightly at the end of the cycle to let steam escape. Between these two systems, Bosch achieves better plastic drying than any other dishwasher manufacturer. Plastics come out actually dry, not damp. The washing performance is consistently excellent across their lineup. Bosch doesn't rely on gimmicks. They use precise water temperature control, good spray coverage, and smart sensors. The Precision Wash system uses sensors to continuously scan and check the progress of dishes throughout the cycle. Build quality matches the performance. Stainless steel interiors, solid racks with smooth glides, controls that feel engineered rather than assembled. These machines are designed to run 7 to 10 loads per week for 10 to 15 years. The model range spans from the 100 series around $600 to the 800 series and benchmark models at $1,600 plus. Here's the important nuance. The lower-end 100 series uses more plastic components and doesn't match the quality of the 300 series and up. If you're buying Bosch, spend at least $800 to get into the range where Bosch quality actually shows up. One appliance technician said, "I see more GE dishwashers in a month than Bosch dishwashers in a year. When I do see a Bosch, it's usually something minor like a clogged filter, not a mechanical failure." The trade-offs are real. Bosch dishwashers are pricey. Their cycles run longer than average because they prioritize thoroughness over speed. The racks don't offer as much flexibility as some competitors. And if you live in a rural area, finding qualified service can be challenging. Bottom line, Bosch delivers on the promise of German engineering. Quiet, reliable, excellent drying, and consistently good cleaning. If you can afford the $900 to $1,200 sweet spot models and value long-term reliability over upfront savings, Bosch is the safest choice on the market. Number 1. Miele, the gold standard? Miele dishwashers have a 5.6% service rate. That's the lowest in the industry. About 94 out of 100 Miele dishwashers will operate for years without requiring a single service call. When you understand that dishwashers rank low on service priority lists, technicians handle refrigerators, washers, and ranges first, that reliability becomes even more valuable. Nearly every component in a Miele dishwasher is manufactured in their German factory except the rack rollers. That the vertical integration means quality control that other brands can't match, and parts availability that doesn't depend on third-party suppliers. When repairs are needed, which is rare, parts ship fast. The AutoDo system is the only automatic detergent dispensing system on the market. The dishwasher stores up to 20 pods and dispenses exactly the right amount based on soil level. This removes user error from the equation. Most dishwasher performance problems come from using too much or too little detergent. Miele eliminates that variable. The drying system combines condensation with cool air circulation and automatic door opening. Miele achieves the best plastic drying results in the industry, matching or exceeding Bosch's crystal dry system. Everything comes out actually dry. The washing performance is flawless. Miele uses sensors, precise water temperature, and multiple spray patterns to adapt to whatever you've loaded. The knock to open feature lets you open the door with your knee when your hands are full. The interior lighting is standard, not a premium add-on. The racks are perfectly designed for real-world dish loading. Here's the reality check. Most Miele dishwashers start above $2,000. After tariffs in 2026, they're pushing $2,500 to $3,000. That's not a dishwasher purchase. That's a dishwasher investment. You're spending roughly double what a high-end Bosch costs and triple what a good KitchenAid runs. Is it worth it? If you're installing a dishwasher you want to last 15 to 20 years, never worry about, and never think about, except to load and unload, yes. If you need to justify the expense with spreadsheets showing cost per year of ownership, probably not. Miele is for people who value best in class and can afford it. One Miele owner who previously owned a Bosch said, "The Bosch was good, the Miele is effortless. Everything just works perfectly every single time, without thought or maintenance. After 3 years, I've done literally nothing except load dishes and add detergent pods twice a year." Miele offers a 2-year warranty versus 1 year for most competitors. Service, when needed, is handled by Miele-trained technicians rather than whoever your local appliance repair company sends. The support infrastructure matches the quality of the product. Bottom line, Miele is the dishwasher you buy when you want the absolute best, and price isn't the primary concern. If reliability is your top priority and you can afford the premium, nothing beats Miele. For everyone else, the difference between Miele and a good Bosch or KitchenAid doesn't justify doubling or tripling the price. The verdict. Here's the honest breakdown. Don't buy Frigidaire or Samsung unless you enjoy calling service technicians. Avoid Whirlpool and standard GE unless you're extremely price sensitive and have low expectations. Maytag is safe but uninspiring. If you're budget conscious and willing to research specific models, consider Midea or Beko. If you want solid American reliability with good features, buy KitchenAid. If you value quiet operation and best-in-class drying, buy Bosch in the 300 series or higher. If you want the absolute best and money isn't the primary concern, buy Miele. LG is the wild card. Potentially excellent if you choose carefully and verify service availability. Potentially frustrating if you pick the wrong model or live somewhere service is limited. The dishwasher you choose will wash your dishes 2,500 to 3,500 times over its lifespan. That's 2,500 to 3,500 opportunities for things to go right or go wrong. Choose accordingly. So here's my question for you. Would you rather spend $600 now and $500 in repairs over 5 years, or spend $1,200 once and forget about it for a decade? Because that's the real choice you're making. Drop a comment with where you fall, and I'll tell you which specific models to look at or avoid. And if you don't want to waste money on any major appliance purchase, hit subscribe. Because the difference between marketing promises and reality is what I'm here to expose.